Monkey 广播时间。
Why, hello there, and welcome back to the Mandarin Monkey Podcast, episode 317.
第317集。
你的问题是什么？你的问题是什么？
没有，刚刚这个一是红色的。
Oh, yeah?
呀，这是我们的那个 Magic Box， 上面有红色的东西。我想，什么意思
It was 红色?
Yeah.
Did it do it when I clapped?
不
Like
知
this?
道哎。哦。
It's because it was too loud.
啊。
The board went, no.
太大声。
不要，太大声了。
大家早安。
Oh, yeah, everybody. It may be 早安, it may be 晚安, yeah. You never know with us. So, 今天是星期四。
对啊。
因为 on 星期一 I went to 法国。
你想要跟他们聊这个哦？
Well, I mean, 我会告诉他们。
好啊。
I mean, 我们不需要 like 聊聊我的情况。
好。
但是
你去了法国？
我去了法国。
什么？
Yeah. So, the reason, we didn't record on 星期一是 I was in 法国 and obviously Yula can't record one by herself.
对啊。
Although that would be
很奇怪。
I think 很有趣。Because on the app, right? We have an app, Mandarin Monkey app. You can download it on iOS and on Android. We do a thing where we do, what do we call them? When you go sleep, waffle pods. And you talk to yourself for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I did it for 3 times. 然后他们真的是让我很想睡觉。
They make you...
And we didn't post them 因为我们的 Magic Box fell asleep as well.
Oh, yeah.
记得吗？3次。
Yeah.
第一次我已经觉得好烦，然后第二次又不行。
Yeah, I have to take the if you do it another waffle pod, I have to take the effects off your voice because when you're so quiet, it kind of cancels out. It's called a noise gate. Anyway, 我去了法国，对呀，那我会告诉你们我的故事。所以第一我起来and it was 5 o'clock in the morning.
-5度。
Yeah, it was 5 o'clock in the morning.
对，5点，然后是-5度。
I don't think I'm trying to express my the time here.
好，
是5点的。
不行。
It was 5 o'clock.
5点。
It was 5 o'clock. With emphasis.
我是5点起床的。
起床, okay.
Yeah.
So actually the emphasis would be on
the whole thing
as opposed to just
我是5点
5 o'clock.
起床的。
对呀。
然后很生气。
I wasn't 生气. I was just 很累.
Yeah.
And you were just, dribbling.
我没有，好不好？我也起床啦。
You were, oh yeah, you did. Well, yeah, you did. You were right, actually. Yeah, you came down, didn't you? Say goodbye because you're like, oh, 我会想你。
我还陪你喝茶。
为什么？
喝早安茶。
因为你很紧张，对不对？
对，我很紧张。
你很担心。For some reason, the night before, Eula had a bunch of nerves.
对，我不知道。
She was nervous, like instead of me.
你也很紧张啊，但是你的紧张是比较不一样的紧张。我的紧张是，如果就是你不在，然后有任何 emergency 怎么办？其实我觉得我的紧张是这个。
Yeah.
然后你知道 Tom 很喜欢就是 scamming， 他很喜欢做这件事情，就是他会看一些什么 Twitter 啊 Instagram 或是 Reddit， 然后就是会有很多人会讲有关于这个地方不好的事情。然后我就会很害怕，因为我就很怕如果 Tom 走在路上
对呀
getting stabbed 怎么办？我怎么办？
Yeah, so I don't know. 我不知道为什么 but like when you're doing something, like even if you're, I don't know, maybe you're public speaking or you're going to do a presentation or an interview or something like that, what happens is it's a funny thing of work. Like every time you turn on the news channel and you don't want to be nervous, but every time you turn on news channel or Twitter or Reddit or whatever you use to,
对
you'll come across stuff 会让你很担心。
对呀
like do you know what I mean?
然后
like 更多。
对啊，someone stabbed you or 有人偷你的护照。
So just to 解释他的故事是我找到一个article on Reddit. I was just scrolling through Reddit and I saw I'm part of the Taiwan group, a subreddit thing. And it popped up and said something about Taiwan I can't remember what the article was about, but there's this thing in Taiwan. I was like, oh, cool. Okay. So I read that. Oh, well, that's right. Taiwan was voted the 3rd safest country in the world or something by these. 我不知道。很安全的. So I went in and thought, oh, that's cool. I started reading the article, blah, blah, blah. And then I scrolled down a bit and some people were going, oh, yeah, no, don't trust this list because this country's in the blah, blah, and that country's that country. And they're like, yeah, why is France above the thing? And I was like, oh, France, okay, I'm going there tomorrow. What's up? And I read, and there's a French person said, I'm from France. And let me tell you, France is not safe at all. I got attacked twice on the subway. There are stabbings and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, great. Like, awesome.
我明天要去法国，然后我现在知道这个消息。对啊，这样。
所以you always just find these stuff, don't you? And if 如果你去面试，你会教到很多information 会说面试很害怕，you need to be 很害怕。如果你有面试，他们会问你这个问题 and 那个问题 and anyway, so I found a bunch. So 你很紧张，
对
，because 我们不知道。
就我不知道你安不安全呢、
You don't know if I'm going to be safe, okay?
然后我们也不知道你的手机可不可以上网，或者是手机可不可以打电话，或是你知道，反正就是有很多你觉得不知道可不可以这种问题。
Yeah.
对，
Well,
所以就会很紧张。
So so you came down, 你陪我。
对啊。
我们喝茶，我喝茶。You just stayed up with me in front of a 很浪漫的 fire. 假的 by the way, 假的我们的客厅。Is it no?
是暖炉吧？
It's like a fake. It's a fire heater, isn't it? It's like a.
对啊，就暖炉啊。
暖炉。And I went up to the station, to Reading, jumped on a 火车到伦敦 Paddingdun.
为什么讲那么笨？
不知道。I don't know what Paddington is in. What's Paddington in 中文？
不知道哎。
I bet you it's Paddingdun or something like that. It's some play on the English of the word, right? And then we'll have that conversation where you go, well, why didn't you just say the English word of it? You know what I mean? It's the Harry Potter.
他叫什么名字
Paddington. Yeah, Paddington.
中文。
Yeah, I bet you it's Paddingdun or something, isn't it? Is it?
帕丁顿。
There you go. Yeah. You got it, nailed it, first time.
帕丁顿
Yeah.
Paddington.
So I went to Paddingdun.
好好笑的名字哦。
Yeah.
你要想对啊，你说的是对。如果这个名字是在英国，那你就讲英文就好了。
Just say Paddington.
对，只是就像昨天我在教 Kyrie， 就是他要介绍一个A Man in Life， 对不对？然后我就教他的国父 The Father in Taiwan，
Yeah.
The Father of Taiwan， 然后他的名字叫做孙中山。
Yeah.
他的
孙
他的英文叫做我觉得是孙亚山，因为他的姓是孙。
我们没有那个声音。
三
it'd be sun.
So maybe the 拼音是孙 because the 拼音 it is 孙 is sun， 但是英国英文 native speakers 会说 sun， sun。然后对我来说，我觉得 sun 亚山很难说，但是对你来说，孙中山很难说，right？ 所以我们会有不一样的对名字有不一样的感觉
，Yeah。
所以 maybe 对中文 native speakers 来说，他们说帕丁顿比较好听，比较习惯嘛，对，比较容易。
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
对，所以
It's probably it.
不是任何人的错，你就说 Paddington 就好了。
But okay, I'll give you another example. Taipei.
那就说台北啊。
Right, that's my point, right? That Taipei is not hard to say in English. We have those sounds. We could just say Taipei.
可是你的家人会说台北吗？
I think isn't it something to do with the pinyin system that was before pinyin, and it was spelt P. 对. So it just became in English Taipei. 对 instead of Taipei. 对啊，然后大家都这么说 So it just no one's going to change it. Yeah, so I understand stuff like Nantun. Tun, that sound we don't have wun. No. Win. I have to make the face.
他会说难通。
难通 Do they?
啊
Is that, do they?
如果一个外国人看到这个名字会说难通，因为 TUN right
难通
通这样难通
难通 yeah. What were we talking about? Okay, 或者到
帕金顿
Reading
瑞丁
There you go, see?
这个我知道
从 Reading 到 Paddingdun. And then I went 从 Paddingdun 敦
那懂
到London St. Pancras International.
为什么要变这么多
London St. Pancras International 火车站 and so I went there. So I changed, got the tube, mate. Down on tube to St. Pancras, and then St. Pancras Eurostar.
欧洲之星
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The Euro. Yeah. Is it actually called?
Yeah.
Or just, that's because that's a literal translation, isn't
Yeah.
it?
欧洲之星 Europe Star.
The Europe Star. No, I totally understand the translation. I just sometimes it would be like Paddingdun, like they would go with a pronunciation of the company, the 公司的名字
Eurostar.
Yeah, 对啊 like that.
这也太笨了吧 Euro 有名字啊 Star
Euro 的 Star.
欧洲之星
对啊
然后就OK yeah Star 星对
Yeah, 星 yeah. And I go through, security checks and all that kind of 东西我的护照 and they want to look at I didn't have any行李 any luggage. I had one
有你的背包
in my 背包 yeah, I had just a TNL.
Yeah.
But 很便宜的 TNL. And then that was it. And a tub of Vaseline, a carrot, and a pair of rubber gloves. But they didn't question that. They just wanted me to take my belt off and put my belt on the thing. Do you know what's funny? I was wearing a belt, right? 是什么？是 tie 我忘记了。tie
加油
tie is it tie something?
It's 这个
P tie.
Yeah.
Is it P tie? Okay.
It's a P tie, yeah.
This one's a P tie because it's leather though. Yeah, but
any belt.
That's not even. Yeah. Oh really? Because I was wearing a material one. You know my green one, 我还有绿色的。那是皮带吗？那不是皮，就是牛皮。那是like whatever material. I don't even know the English for that.
没有，你就是如果是拿来就是你知道 tighten up your jeans，这个就是皮带。
No matter what it's made, because we'd say I suppose yeah，我们是一样啦，英文是一样，我们会说 belt to anything, right?
I'm sure
you could say leather belt.
I'm sure 这些就是做衣服的这些设计师，他们一定都会有很多他们的名字。
Yeah.
但是对我们这种
What would you say belt?
normal， 我们这些。
其实这是为什么我说我
在哈利波特如果没有魔法的人叫什么？Muggle， 我们说皮带。
Muggle say okay if you don't if you're not okay fine
就我们不会去 care 很多
皮带的大人 okay
对
yeah you're right like a salesman 少说也会是 like a belt salesman would know right
yeah
oh no 那不是皮带那是
就像颜色好了blue 蓝色宝贝蓝色
it's like a material one
海军蓝色就是 example 就是有如果你是 professional 你会说很多不一样的名字但是对我们来说它就是蓝色这样
yeah if you're a muggle so yeah but now this has got me thinking about it right if I walked into a belt shop I would call the leather belt these ones 皮带 but everything else would be 带
皮带
No, you don't understand. In English, I would call all the leather belts. But I'd call everything a belt to start with. And then I'd look on the left side and they'd be all leather. I'd go, they're the leather belts. And then on the right, it's like material belts. And I'd call them belts. Them leather belts and then belts. I wouldn't refer to them by their 材料。
好啦，好，如果你要去买皮带的话 OK? If you want to go and buy a belt.
I'm having a belt epiphany now. I think I've got to go. No.
你就是去店里面
Yeah.
你说我要买皮带
Yeah, that's
and
it.
这个就好了
那个皮带
也就是这个 这个
应该他会说那是不是皮带，你说那是皮带，
就皮带就好了，
闭嘴
好吗？
给我一条吗？一条皮带，然后让开，and then
那你要付钱
，and then 他们会打你，
你要付钱，然后让开我
让开，and then 吐口水。And then 然后就no okay so
你在讲什么
？Oh yeah so I had my 绿皮带 on but it wasn't leather and because it wasn't leather which is 很重要的 information they didn't make me take it off
真的吗
yeah so everyone else had a leather belt 他们说如果你的皮带是皮带是牛排如果你的皮带是牛排他们会说需要脱鞋脱 but
加油
because mine wasn't 牛皮我不需要很有
意思耶为什么
that's why I'm talking about belts I don't know I don't know you can hide a bomb in a leather belt but not in a material one 我不知道
好有趣
I'm sure there's security people
小知识
yeah you have to be a person who 他的工作我不知道 but I didn't have to take my belt off I had to take it off once not on the way out but on the way back
我有问题
yeah
但是 before that 你不知道吗
不是
所以你是直接拿给他看吗还是说你说
no 我先然后so 我问他
对
他是英国人我问他你要我的DNA 吗呀我要 OK 你要来我的背包要我的外套吗呀我要 OK 放在他们的箱子里
对箱子
然后I said 我的眼镜吗no 他不要我的手机要 OK but I went through my things basically like yeah and then I just lifted my top and I went 要我的皮带吗 and then she looked at it and went no that's okay don't worry about it did you and I was like okay all right usually you do okay and I walked through I beeped then like a 很严厉的
海关人员
很严厉的男生
对保安他们是海关人员吗还是保安人员either one
like a stern looking good dude
但他们是什么他们是 security guy 对不对
yeah he is yeah but he's like the scanner guy
对 OK 好
he wasn't like a with a 没有枪 or that kind of 东西 no he was just he's the scanner guy
okay
anyway so I beeped and he was like what you got your belt on for and I was like she said I could have it on she said it's fine and then he shouted everywhere Mary or whatever her name was it's not all right and it was all right according to some other guy got involved I'm like can you what do you want me to do because I'm standing there like an idiot with my arms up and my legs out
yeah so,
you
要吗你要吗
and they're having a 对话 they're having a 对话 and I was like what, can I like put my arms what
就好像你有罪一样
why is it okay it's not all right why because it's material was the material scan me like I literally don't have anything on me like you can go for it and he just went didn't
没有东西 yeah
it beeped but he was like I don't
所以你是听到他们的对话 你才知道就是你不需要
no they didn't actually discuss why they both knew why but they didn't say it
okay
you know what I mean she was like it's okay no it's not okay yeah it's okay it's okay
所以他们都有不一样的意见
yeah well the scanner guy did 但是他的老板然后那个女生
说可以
yeah 可以没关系
所以他们也没有一个 agreement 啊
no they didn't agree the scanner guy was new maybe I don't know was that
okay
or didn't know the new rules
所以你顺利通过了
对啊I passed and off I went into now what's 很 on your too is this 我的护照
怎么了
你需要show 英国的护照人 right
海关人员
like specifically passport people
海关人员
海关人员 and then once you've showed them the English ones you have to show the French ones so you like within 5 meters
什么意思你给他看你的英国护照
你需要show 你的英国护照
对
to an 英国人，然后走路and show it to a 法国人。
再一次哦，还要再看一次。
They had to do it twice within like 5 meters because the border.
哦
Because you're crossing over. Not
我懂，因为你就是出去了，但是你又进去了，这样吗？
Yeah, you have to show you're leaving England, show
对
England. You're entering, well, you're on your way to France, show France.
哦，我懂，就是那个边界，我们说border是边界嘛，就是很短，所以你给那个海关，英国的海关看，是因为你要离开英国。
对啊。
然后你给法国的海关人员看，是因为你要进去
Yes.
法国。
Yeah, exactly.
哦，好有趣哦。
Interesting, right?
对啊。
I clicked on that the second time. I was like, why are they doing this again? Like, we just got checked. Why are they checking? Okay, maybe they're just really secure about stuff. Like,
然后他有给你那个印章吗？
对啊，我有了，我有2个。
所以英国人员给你1个，就说你
只有法国而已。
所以你出去他们不给你印章吗？
No, they stamp you in and then out of France. I don't think they stamp you going into England.
有啊，我记得我们出去没有，我们从台湾来英国的时候，那个台湾的海关人员会说 stamp， 然后
Did they stamp me?
我不知道，我不知道，不过很有趣啦。OK，
If you're traveling, I think they stamp you, but I don't. If you're a native, maybe they don't. What was that? Anyway, I got 2 stamps.
好，
I'm pretty sure they were just like in and out of thingy. Anyway, so I got on the Eurostar. And, you know, so I sat down.
什么？
I sat down on the Eurostar and they had no USB chargers. So my phone was already going, oh no.
没有，
我要充电。
对，我们都没有想到，我们完全没有想到要记得带的
No, the battery pack.
那个
Power bank.
充电器，
充电银行。
没有充电银行。
Okay.
就是充电器，对，我们忘记了，对不对？我们完全没有想到，我们还在说，哎，怎么办？如果没有 USB 怎么办？在火车上
I thought, honestly, I haven't been on a 火车 for like 10年。
对啊
and I thought by now they'll have USBs. Like they'll have USBs.
但没有
Of course they will. No,
没有
not one, not one at all. They had plugs
哦
on the normal train, which was interesting. And on the Eurostar, actually, no, but not USBs. I don't understand.
我只知道在台湾，如果你去坐那个高铁，他们会有 specific car， 就是有一个车厢，比如说第5个车厢 car 5， 或是第9个车厢 car 9，他们会有让你充电的地方。
Yeah.
所以 at least 在台湾你可以充电，
对啊，
但在欧洲之星没有。
Now, and you know, I got a pretty big guy sit next to me with his laptop, or sorry, his tablet, doing work. I think he was a car salesman, selling cars, you know, on his thing, getting spreadsheets up, and you know, and that was all right. So anyway, that was like an hour and 20 minutes on the train. I went to a place called Lille, and it wasn't pretty. It had some nice buildings in the center, like some pretty buildings in the center, but wasn't very nice. The Eurostar International, the Lille International Airport, 火车站 was 很脏, and there was graffiti everywhere.
有味道吗？
没有味道, but just like industrial, like you know, cities 嘛, but just graffiti everywhere and.
这是什么？哦，那个画画。
That donkey that I showed you,
Yeah.
I phoned you, didn't I? And showed you, and like you know, stuff on the floor, and so many people smoke.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Anyway, so I went there and I met someone. 不是小三。
枪毙。
But 你知道我旁边谁？ You know who I met?
知道，我知道。
So I went there and met a man. And you know, we had a meeting and some food and had a 对话。
对，你跟大家说说你的 你在法国吃东西的
Oh yeah, a Welch. Oh my god, right. So I had this thing. Ta suggested. 我不知道如果那是推荐，但是他说你需要like 试试看这个很cheese 的菜。
对啊，他是推荐。
And it's 是推荐 right？ 然后他说那个 dish 有面包，然后猪肉，
培根，
然后油，很多油，然后 cheese。他说就是 like 猪肉三明治，但是在 like 铁的碗里，
所以它很热，
然后like 溶的 cheese。
听起来还蛮不错的耶。听起来好，
听起来，但是很严。So when it came, it had like 3 centimeters of cheese on it, right? Thick cheese.
好厚哦。
And it was a like it was a plate-sized bowl.
它是融化的 cheese， 然后3公分吗？
Yeah, it's like 3 centimeters of cheese, and under that was 1 layer of ham, and then mustard, and then bread, right? Underneath it, right? Just soaked in oil underneath, right? It was like
你的噩梦
Yeah, like my 肚子的噩梦
因为很多油
Right. And obviously, the guy I was speaking to, I was like, oh, man.
你看到好多油嚇死了
That was not what I was... When you said... I mean, I didn't realize that was going to be that. So it was so much cheese. There's like way more cheese than I wanted in my stomach.
他有跟你说那是三明治吗？
他说 it's 像三明治，但是 no, he described it. He described it fine. But I didn't realize it was going to be... He did because 他就说像猪肉三明治，但是 covered in cheese. And I was like, it's like it's like a cheese toasty sandwich thing covered in cheese.
但是他没有跟你说它是放在油里面。
Yeah, it's just covered in oil, and it's called a Welsh or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, I am never having that again. So I had like 3 or 4 forkfuls of this thing, and it was so salty. It was unbelievable. 我真的喜欢 cheese. 你知道我是 like cheese 妖怪。
Yeah.
但是这个meal, this Welch was like sickening and so salty. So I couldn't stand it.
那个咸是 cheese 的咸吗？还是什么的咸
I think 我想 like 那个 cheese 有 like cheese 的咸，然后他们加 like 更多盐。It tasted like it was like
yeah, like 你会
it like okay, I'll give you a great example that you'll understand, right? Do you remember that fudge that we had in Shrewsbury or wherever we were? Salisbury or wherever? Shrewsbury. I was close.
Sainsbury?
Do you remember that? Yeah, do you remember when we were in Sainsbury's and we had that fudge?
Yeah.
No, in Salisbury.
Yeah.
Do you remember how sweet that was?
Yeah.
Like we were both like...
Yeah, 就是一点点而已
It was like 马上的 diabetes.
Yeah, 对，好可怕。
This was the salt version of that. So I put it in my mouth. I was like, no. It was like those things you gave me, those salt monsters.
我记得
But the cheese version. Like melty cheese. Maybe you'd like it because it's so salty.
我不知道，我不喜欢 cheese.
I added, one time 我要饭，他们给我饭 because I thought that might calm, like, but they put salt on the fan.
为什么？你有真的看到？
应该就是法国的数量。
所以你真的看到他们有看到盐是吗？在饭上面有盐。
I didn't. I can't mean it's白色的，所以不知道。
所以你就是吃，就是知道它有放盐就对了。
Yes.
为什么
I don't know. And then the person I was meeting was like, have some bread to try and calm it down. I was like, at that point, I already 感觉很恶心。So I was like, oh man. And lucky, like 很幸运，我拿我的药，我的恶心药，
在他面前吃。
and 然后我们有一个加的 cocktail，没有酒， It's called a mocktail in English, right? And because obviously I don't drink, but and 它是一样. And we had a mojito, which is actually
mojito
very nice.
什么口味?
A mojito. Mine was 草莓口味.
Oh,
Like it's 草莓 and lime and some other stuff. Was that like lemonade and things like that? Yeah.
喜欢吗？
我喜欢呀. It's just like, you know, it's like a fruity drink.
所以你在法国的那个第一餐就是那个饮料。
Yeah.
就是你可以吃的就只有那个饮料而已。
Yeah, just the 饮料. That was it. And I enjoyed that. It was good. And the bread was nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
哦，所以你有吃到面包。
Yeah.
是那个吗？很长的那个面包。
No, yeah, no, 切的。
哦，他们有切。
Yeah. So, and it was, you know, put in a little thing. It wasn't like a traditional French baguette. They didn't just give us a whole baguette. Yeah. I don't know. I nearly know, do you know what? I was following Google Maps. The detool. Google 地图。然后you know how when you're following Google Maps, 有时候 it's 很慢，然后你会 like 转 I don't know 右转or 左转，然後 it will take a time to turn, so it looked like you're going the wrong way.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
so
我知道。
I was doing that. I was following. I was like, okay, so go left here, and I had my earphone in, and it was like, you know, and I'll come back to that. I love how the D2 Google 地图的声音是英国人，所以它的 pronunciation of 法文的地方是真的英国。
应该听起来很奇怪吧？
So it was really like, yeah, like it was funny to hear it anyway. So what was I saying? Oh, right, 然后 yeah, this is a Zhongwen thing. So I thought I was following the map and it was slow, and I walked past a Chinese place.
Oh,
like
什么意思 Chinese place? 它是一个餐厅吗？
It was like I think it was like an Eastern medicine place.
西药房真的吗？
And
是中药
acupuncture and massage and stuff and all that kind of stuff.
中药的地方。
And well, it was like a little place, right? And it said Chinese medicine and whatever, blah blah blah. And I thought, I could go in there and ask for directions.
Oh,
because obviously 我不会说法文。
很棒的点子。
And I thought at least I could maybe go in there, but then the thing flipped, and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe I'll just keep following this.
哦，所以你没有去。
给我一个选择。
哦
which is nice.
为什么你没有去做？
Because to be honest, like it was a dodgy area. Like it was like down. It took me down back alleys to this place that we were meeting, and there was like a number of homeless people hovering around and this kind of stuff, and it didn't look.
完全
not necessarily just the area, but even like the stores were a bit red lighty. I don't know. They were like. This place was like a massage place as well. And I thought, I don't know whether this is like a legitimate place. Do you know what I mean? Like if I walked in there, I'd get
躺下来
attacked by
衣服脱掉
Nushan or whatever. I don't know. And that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought, I don't know, better not. So anyway, off I went. And
所以在你的脑海里面，你就觉得maybe 我有一个选择。我有这个选择
Yeah.
所以让你觉得比较开心一点。
Well, so what you need 你知道我有个两个选择，我有英文，
对，
还是我有中文，所以我需要找到一个东方人，
对，
然后猜如果他是like 中国 like 还是台湾人或者台湾人，然后 like 希望他们听得懂。But I mean, the chances are they'll just be French. So I'd be like, well.
是没错。
But you know, in a Chinese shop,
Yeah,
likely to be
有可能对。
hopefully 中文 but maybe
我不知道在法国，不知道在法国会不会有很多的中国或台湾人，因为我知道在英国一定有很多就是香港人，他们都是说广东话。
That's the other gamble.
这是一定的。
Yeah.
对啊，一定的。所以到法国，我不知道如果你看到一个东方人，你会猜他是中国人、台湾人还是
Yeah, exactly.
哪一个亚洲的人？对。
But I mean, you can take the gamble. You go in and go. You know, 你会说普通话还是广东话吗？ and there's one of them. They'll get one of them, and they'll either go, huh? Apparently they understand. People 广东人会听得懂那个问题，但是如果你说中文，他们听不懂。I don't know if that's true.
啊，什么意思？就是
如果你跟
香港人
中国人说话，然后你说普通话跟广东话，他们会听得懂。
对。
但是如果你说中文跟广东话，他们听不懂。
他们不知道中文这个字
的中文的单词，他们知道普通话。
我知道他们就是在学校老师都说普通话
，Yeah，
老师不会说中文
，Yeah，
对，所以这是有可能。
You didn't know 普通话 when we met, right?
对，不知道。
You would say
普通话
yeah. You'd say 中文 because that was one of the first questions I got taught to say, so that I could differentiate between like 中文 speakers and 广东。
喂，谁教你普通话？是
我的老师惠美，
他说普通话。
他教我普通话 because 我问他 how do I know? Because originally, do you remember originally I was going to go China. I wasn't going to go to Taiwan.
Yeah.
So when I spoke to her, she convinced me to go to Taiwan. So my plan was already, my 计划 was 我会去住在中国。中国。And 他说 oh no, to experience real Chinese culture, you need to go to Taiwan. And she said you need to learn the sentence. 你会说普通话。
maybe 他已经很久没有回去台湾，所以他不知道在台湾没有人说普通话。现在越来越多人知道普通话，是因为越来越多外国人在台湾，所以他们知道普通话。只是说在台湾我们只说中文这两个字。
Yeah.
对啊 ，interesting.
It's很有趣 And anyway, so I got there. I navigated to the place that we met. It was a nice hotel, and we sat there, had a tea. I had an 英国茶. Actually, you'd say 英国早餐茶.
你在法国喝
牛奶茶.
你在法国喝英国茶？
当然，我是英国人。
他们有英国茶哦。
It was great because I went to the bar and I led in with this because I tried to do a bit of Duolingo. Remember 你记得吗？ Just because I wanted to pick up real basic. And I 我知道 like 学校的法文1 2 3 4 5 6 I could count 东西1 2 3 4 But and you know 我可以说你好 Bonjour 我的名字是 Je m'appelle 但是
and 爱你
and je t'aime 对啊 but you know if I go to a restaurant I'm done. Basically, just un point.
Yeah.
Un or deux point. That's it. That's where my French lies. So I tried to Duolingo, but I needed to skip to the ordering food part. But it was like 5 or 6 units down, and I couldn't pass the test to get to that bit. So I thought, okay, sod it. So I went unarmed, and when I walk in like stranger 说话 I'd lead into the hotel. 放光 and 我跟那个 receptionist 说 I saw okay bonjour sorry do you speak English? My French is terrible. And 他说 yeah yes absolutely no problem. What do you I mean it's an international restaurant international hotel. So they were like sure absolutely no problem.
比较友善一点
He was very very helpful and he said you know go and you can go and sit at the bar. You can go and sit at the bar. And I'm like sure, that's wonderful. So I went to sit down. I was freezing because it was like -7 or something.
对，那天最冷的时候。
Celsius. 对啊，然后我的朋友来 or the person I was meeting came and we ordered a tea. And I went up to the bar and I said, I'm sorry, can I get a tea? I didn't say water, but I said 我的法文很不好 And he basically said 他说没关系，我的英文很不好 So I was like, awesome. Tea? 喂
是对好
对是 yes yeah
okay
喂we actually it's we isn't it we but they say we we I don't know Mark will correct us I suppose it's accent isn't it
有可能
so okay anyway tea we had tea and I sat down they didn't bring milk annoyed me obviously I had English breakfast tea but 没有牛奶 and I was like okay well我们需要大家
你在法国
对啊但是这是英国 早餐茶。
你在法国
Yeah, so anyway, I had like my Hong cha basically, but without Neona. And my thingy and, and he had green tea or whatever. He did actually say, I guess you'd like a tea, would you, being English? And I was like, yes, I would. Thank you. I would have coffee, but what coffee 让你要大便. So I was like, I don't want to like shit myself during this meeting. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, if you needed a poo so bad in the middle of like an important meeting.
Yeah. 但是马上就是会完全 shut down 你的头脑就是他在讲什么你根本就不管了。
对啊，
就我就是想要去上厕所。
Yeah. Yeah. At least $1 million. Just sweating, right? Just squirming in your seat, squirting. Yeah.
很热吗
Yeah, good. Just really excited about the deal. Please. But yeah, anyway, so it was good. It was 很好的开会。然后we went to get something to eat at like 3 o'clock. And by the way, I ate toast at 5:30 in the morning, and then nothing until 3.
好可怕。
然后我们说我们去 like 买一个三明治 or something, whatever.
Yeah.
So sure. And my train was at 4:30 back.
Yeah.
So anyway, we walked back, took some pictures and blah blah. You can see the pictures. I'll get them. Not on my.
你们有拍照
Yeah, he took some selfies. Yeah.
我不知道你有做这件事情，好奇怪哦，两个大男人在拍照。
It was well because it was him.
Oh, okay.
We cuddled.
他喜欢
We cuddled at the end.
什么感觉
Shook hands. Bit of a cuddle.
什么感觉
I just met him that day. So I was like, It's not like I'd known him. I'd known him for a little while, obviously, but only digitally. But like, yeah, I met him that day. He wasn't part of the Mandarin Monkey community, by the way. So anyway, yeah. Walked back to the Eurostar. We had that Welsh, nearly died of sick. Walked back to the thingy. Back on Eurostar. Fine. Back to London St. Pancras. Someone had set fire to this something, to the subway.
然后你的手机没电
And my phone died on the Eurostar, halfway back on the Eurostar.
完全没有任何的消息
Yeah.
好可怕。然后我的大概在英国晚上的6点吧，6点7点，然后孩子们都说 Daddy 在哪里 Daddy 在哪里，我们要去哪里，这样我说我不知道 Daddy 在哪里，他不见了。他从下午3点就不见了。right? 然后
对啊，
就我也不知道我只知道你的火车时间是在3点4点左右。
Yeah.
然后4点到英国。
I think you could have
4点快5点到英国。
You could have tracked me.
有啊 track 不到啊。
No, not on the track, not on the map. I mean on the train times. You could have found the train times I was getting back because you knew I was coming back, and then you could have like thought, okay, well he's going to arrive at this time, and then he gets train straight back.
对啊，可是你又要坐那个伦敦的地铁嘛
Yeah.
回来到 Reading， 然后 Reading 到 Croft， 对
Yeah.
到我们这边，
Yeah.
然后我就不知道你什么时候会到啊，然后 BBC 就噔噔噔噔噔这样。然后吓死我，我就
A fire on the tube.
然后我就看，什么有大火？然后我也不知道你在哪里，
Yeah.
然后我也不知道这个地方在哪里，所以我就 Google 了一下，就是在 BBC News 上面这个地方在哪里？结果是在那个地铁那个地方。
Yeah.
然后我整个like all the bad possible things happened to you，
Yeah.
在我的脑海里面，我想说怎么办？如果我的老公
Yeah.
死了怎么办？然后不见了怎么办？我要怎么办？我要做什么？这样，然后我就必须要告诉我头脑闭嘴，闭嘴。
Yeah.
他没事，他只是手机没电了。
Yeah.
这样
I was fine. I was just frustrated that I had to go. Anyway, so they closed down the tube on that line, so I had to get a different thing, and I had to make my way to Paddingdun. Paddingdun. A different route, and it took me a lot longer, and then I got another train back to the blah blah blah. And what was really intense was obviously I have no phone, right? If you go to walk a train now, obviously everyone's on their phone, right? So everyone is doing that, right?
Yeah.
And they're keeping their self to themselves and blah blah blah. And And I didn't have one. I had a book though, 我可以看书, and I did, but I walked down and it was quite empty on the train back to Reading. I thought, okay, this is cool. And then I sat down at a table of 4, right? It's empty. Right, near the toilets. People don't usually sit near the toilets because it's near the toilet. Yeah. So I sat near there. I thought, okay, no, I'll get away with this. No one's going to sit there because I will bullshit. And then within 5 minutes,
所有的人都上来
the whole train was full of people, including all people sitting next to me. And I didn't have my book out. I just had my bag out. So I had to like sit in there like that while they all 3 of them on their phones. Like,
好尴尬
what do I do?
你就看书啊，为什么不看书
Yeah, I had to sneak it out. I sort of felt really awkward getting it out. Everyone's on their phones. I was going, all right. Oh, I need my book then.
他们也不想跟你聊天
No, they didn't, luckily. But there's some weird people. Definitely some strange people. It's really interesting.
真的哦
Yeah, like some
怎
weird...
样？他们有什么
There was a guy,
奇
so
怪的
there was a 很奇怪的人, like a 很大的人坐在 like 对面 not on the table, but just over the other side. 然后 he was staring at people, like looking like 很生气男生, like just
当然啊
staring at people up and down,
火车上
With this
这么
kind of-
多人 Yeah
playing with something in his lap, like in his hands, like twiddling his hands, like staring at people like that.
好可怕哦
And I was like, what are you doing? And then there was another guy who I saw in the reflection of the window who was sitting behind the opposite people of me, right? And I saw his reflection in the window and he was like praying or something. Like he had his head up and I saw his mouth going like that, rocking back and forth. And I was like, well, what the hell are you doing? Right?
好奇那很危险
I don't know what he was doing. Or, you know, I don't know what he, yeah.
因为你看很多 tourists 他们都在做这件事情
Well, what was that? So yeah, I mean, it looked like he was doing that or like praying or reciting something, some kind of saying, or I don't know what he was doing. There was a woman sitting next to him and I was like, she wasn't with him. And I was like, has she noticed that he's doing that? One.
所以有吗
And is she like panicking too? Because I'm like, if she suddenly gets up, either the big guy looking angry at people, or maybe the big guy was looking at that guy wondering, what is he doing?
有可
And he was
能
like
然后他很
looking at
生
everyone
气
like he was like super like,
对
is something going on?
对
And
好紧绷哦
yeah. And I was like, okay, so that kept me interested for a while, like entertained. I was like on edge constantly, like, what's going on? Oh, she's moving. No, she's not moving. She's moving. But the woman didn't move. She wasn't bothered by any of it. So I was like, maybe it's just not. I mean, obviously, it's just, you know, he's a bit strange, or he just doesn't. I don't know. Whatever.
好可怕哦
Was that anyway? So they left. They got off a few station stops down the way, and I got out and I had 没有手机，所以我需要走路 home.
好可怜哦那天晚上大概是-7度吧
Yeah,
-7
it was, yeah.
degree.
Really cold. And yeah, I got home about 8:30 or something like 8,
对啊
half 8 or something like that. And
对啊
you came down.
对啊然后我说你去哪里了
老公 And I was like, oh, I'm home.
很担心你知道那种担心吗？就是如果是
当然呀我知道
如果是我在火车上，然后我的手机没电了，你也会很担心。
You don't realize, do you? But like, 如果你没有手机, it's really, it changes all your options.
对啊，
You know?
你就完全没有人可以联络，你不能传简讯，你不可以打电话。
No, even simple things like, paying, even because I use my phone to pay for stuff. Suddenly your phone, you can't pay for things anymore. Luckily, I bought my 银行卡. But if I
对
didn't,
啊，完蛋。
I'm out. Like, what do I do? I can't phone you because I don't know your number.
你的对啊，
I don't remember your number. 你记得我的吗？我的号码吗？
我不记得。
I know.
我记得我的。
对啊 ，Yeah， 我记得我的。我记得只有一个号码，我的爸爸的。
你的爸爸，我 at least 你知道爸爸的。
Because he's had it for years.
对啊。
So at worst case,
对啊
I could pick up How would I do that? What am I going to phone from?
车站啊，现在车站还是有啊。或者你去打那个什么，
你需要钱
information desk， 对不对？
你需要钱。
你有钱啊。
If I didn't have if my phone was dead and I didn't have my card. Anyway, but I was fine.
对啊。
And I got home, and then you ran me a bath.
啊，就是
And Yeah.
对啊，那一天真的是好可怕，很紧绷的一天去法国，然后吃的快要咸死的东西。
对啊。
然后在火车上有很多人这么可怕的。
今天我们学到一个 like 很有趣的 information 是皮带。Yeah. You don't have to take off the material ones through security. 但是是你有皮，是你有牌 which is a steak. If your belt is a steak, you have to take it off. That's what we learned today.
好，这是我们今天学到的，是不是？
对啊。
好啦。
So that was it. So that was my my trip to France and
好棒，谢谢你跟我们分享。
Oh, 谢谢。Then I didn't. It took a long time to tell that story, didn't it?
不过还蛮好玩的啊，就是现在听很有趣，但是如果你是在 at that moment， 其实真的是很累、很紧绷、很尴尬的事情发生。
对啊，
对不对？
It was so cold. It was so cold. Yeah, and confusing. If it was you, I don't know what would have happened.
我不会去啊。
Imagine if you were like, right, okay, I'm going to France and I've got this plan and I have this exact thing. I'm going to do this exact thing and I know my train tickets and I know where I'm going to get one and my time and just你知道我的 like 时间 and all kind of. I have my list of things. This is my 方法。
对。
第一是 right? And you went on your own, right? 你是一个人。You'd get to the Eurostar. I'm sure you get fine. But as soon as you came back and you landed, like, okay, that's fine. And my next train is the underground and I'm going from here to here. And you get to that gate and it's closed and there's a fire. You would be like,
怎么办?
What do I do now?
对。
Like, because if you're in a foreign country, like if I was in Taipei or like Taichung for the first time or Kaohsiung or whatever, and that happened, and I had this plan and it was disrupted by something bad or whatever.
对啊，你真的会很惊恐欸，你会很
Because you don't know who to call, you don't know what to do, you got no one to phone. If your phone's dead, you can't call me and go, babe, what do I do now?
还好啦，英国是你的国家，你怕什么？
What?
对啊。
No, I was just like, oh, for
就是很不方便，
就是很挫败。
而且伦敦的地铁那个 map 真的是好可怕。
It's all over the place.
真的
because
就是
it's so big.
对啊。
But so 我找到一个警察，然后我问他
怎么走
because there's community support officers. They stand around. They're there to help.
当然。
然后我问他，look, that's all blocked off now. It's all done. It's all. How do I get to Paddingdun? And he was like, yeah, you got to go down, get the Victoria line down to Queen's line and the Baker Street down to Piccadilly Circus, and then take the Northern line up to and then over to do you know what I mean? And
no,
I'll go check him out. He pointed me in the right direction though. So Victoria line north and then Baker line.
超多线的，怕超多 lines 要记得。
Yeah, and I was like, can you say? I did it. I did that proper touristy thing. I was like, can you say that again? Where? Can you say that again? Piccadilly Circus, Oxford Circus, Piccadilly Circus, Baker line. Get a brown one, get the dark blue one up, and the brown one left.
好困惑，你要写下来耶。
没关系。He started getting annoyed after a while. It was great. So I was like, okay.
真的哦。
I'll just leave it then.
因为他对啦。
Yeah, because like, you know,
他们就是在伦敦，他们都知道那个线怎么走，我们怎么会知道？
Yeah.
对啊。
It's actually, to be honest, if you look at the detour, it's actually quite straightforward to work it out. If you just stare at the map for a little bit and just point at where you are, it either goes, you know, west or east. One goes that way, one goes that way in circles, and you have to go right. Where's my stop? Is it? Oh, it's there. So I need to go that way.
Try to do that after a long day. 你会觉得没办法。
Yeah,
你的头脑就是没有办法继续看这些东西。
Yeah, 100%.
对啊，这是一定的呀。
Yeah.
好啦，欢迎你回来。
谢谢。谢谢。
好，那我们这一集就这样了。
Yeah, so there you go. So I think I'm going to call this episode Paddingdun.
好。
And just leave it to the imagination.
好的，谢谢你们，我们下次见，拜拜。
See ya.